The average person taps, swipes, or clicks their phone more than 2,600 times a day. Many of us spend hours with music, podcasts, and screens constantly running in the background. And yet, nearly 60% of adults admit they feel uncomfortable being alone with their own thoughts. We've built lives of constant connection, and in doing so, we've lost touch with our inner lives and with God. We often mistake distraction for peace. But Scripture shows us again and again spiritual depth grows in silence. Solitude isn't a punishment, it's a path to wisdom, clarity, and intimacy with God. The wilderness is where wisdom grows. One powerful example is the prophet Elijah. After his dramatic showdown with the prophets of Baal, Elijah fled into the wilderness, burnt out, afraid, and alone. There, under a broom tree, he begged God to take his life, but God didn't abandon him. Instead, he invited Elijah into deeper communion. Elijah spent 40 days alone in the desert before reaching Mount Horeb. There, God didn't appear in the wind, the earthquake, or the fire. Instead, he came in a gentle whisper. After the fire came a gentle whisper. When Elijah heard it, he pulled his cloak over his face and went out and stood at the mouth of the cave. 1 Kings 19:12-13. This moment reveals a timeless truth. God often speaks loudest in quiet places. When we withdraw from noise, we don't escape reality, we finally meet it, and we finally hear from the one who created us. Entering the secret room, Jesus himself modeled the discipline of solitude. Again and again he withdrew from the crowds to be alone with the Father. In Matthew 6:6, he gave us this instruction, "But when you pray, go into your room, close the door and pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you." Matthew 6:6. This secret room isn't always physical, it's a posture of the heart. It's a quiet space within where distractions are set aside and only God remains. The secret room is where performance ends and true relationship begins. How to practice silence and solitude. Stillness doesn't come naturally in our modern age, but it can be cultivated like any other discipline. Here's how to begin. 1. Schedule it intentionally. Block out time in your calendar to unplug. Even 10-15 minutes of quiet can begin to change your internal rhythm. 2. Remove digital noise. Put your phone away. Turn off background music and distractions. Let silence be what it is, unfiltered space. 3. Be honest in the silence. You may feel restless, bored, or even anxious. That's okay. Bring those feelings before God. He's not intimidated by your inner world. He wants to meet you there. 4. Listen. Don't just talk. Use this time not for requests but for relationships. Ask God to speak, then simply be still. Let your heart be receptive. 5. Return. Often, solitude is not a one-time retreat, it's a rhythm. The more you enter the secret room, the more you'll crave it. The gift you find in the quiet, remember Elijah. When he finally encountered God in the silence, he poured out his fears, frustrations, and loneliness. He said, "I have been very zealous for the Lord, but I am the only one left." 1 Kings 19:14. In that moment of raw honesty, God didn't rebuke him, he listened, comforted, and gave him new direction. Elijah discovered that solitude was not the end of his mission, it was the turning point. The silence gave him wisdom, perspective, and the reassurance that he was not alone. You may discover that silence isn't empty at all. It's full of the presence of God.